Yes, we're going live. There we go. Wow. Oh, what a day. What a day it's been, huh? All right. Let's see if we can find John here. See if we can get this party started. Welcome, everybody, for the pre-show. The timer is actually off. We're down to 3.5 minutes left, and yeah, it's a little crazy on that, but yeah, I did a little goof up there. That's okay. Could be a lot worse, right? Could be a lot more worse goof ups. Anyway, tonight's show, we're going to talk about how you can stand out in the world of... Oh, thank you for the hearts, honey. I love it. Thank you, Courtney. What is your new logo on there? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, tonight, how are you going to stand out on Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff? Bring on the love. Oh, maybe that's Gabe, huh? Tonight's big aspect is going to be about giving comments. Put some comments in there. That's what I need. That's what we all need. And I'm going to hit those tonight. And just how to go about that. How to stand out on YouTube, on Facebook, on all that good stuff. And get your business up and running. Get your, you know, whether it's a group, a business, whatever it is, get that all up and running. So we're going to get the party started in about 2 minutes from now. Don't go by that clock. That clock is totally wrong. Totally. Yes, Gabe is not here. Thank you. Yes. Yes, I'm feeling it already. Where's my sidekick? Where is he? Not here tonight. He definitely ruled the roost last week, but he's not here tonight, is he? All right. But tonight we're going to talk about, and I'm going to give you a couple examples of that, how to stand out in the great world of Facebook and social media, and how to ramp up your business very, very quickly. Adam's watching. What? It's me, Gabe. You might remember me from the last video. That's hilarious, Adam. That's hilarious. I think you should be at work. Aren't you at work? Oh, shh. You are at work. I shouldn't talk so loud. All right, we're going to go get this party started in a little under a minute now. Hilarious. Yes, Gabe needs to have his own show, I think. We'll do a spin-off of his show, or of this show. Gabe can talk about whatever he wants to talk about, I guess. So... And we're coming up to the 30 minutes here. Or 30 seconds, 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. 30 seconds left. Yeah, don't go by that clock at all. Yeah, I'm waiting for the pre-show and I'm looking at camera angles, and then all of a sudden I clicked onto a different camera, and then that took this back 2 minutes. Yeah. Minutes into it. All right, so let's get this party started. Welcome everybody to tonight's show. I am Dave Stelma. If you didn't know that, I don't know how you found me, but anyway, you're here, and just leave it tuned in right now because we got a heck of a great show. I'm going to talk to you tonight about how to stand out on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, utilizing those to ramp up and start your business and get your business really escalated up high and mighty. Okay, we're going to get that all started right after the intro. One of the groups that I have is for coaches. It's called Creating Successful Coaches. It's a closed group, and it's only for coaches, so don't even try to get in there, Kyle. But one of the things that they always ask, and even people that are just, hi, Kyle, all of people ask in general are, how do you stand out? There's so many people on Facebook. There's so many people on YouTube. Is it too late to get in? Is it too late to use those free sources to advance your own, for your own good, to start a business, advance a business, step up a business to the next level? It's never too late. I'm going to tell you that. And here's a couple of ways. I'm going to run down through these, and then I'm going to give an example on this. How to stand out. First off, you got to differentiate yourself from your competition. And even though you might not think you have competition, you really do. Even at any level, if you get a Jack Canfield, he's going to have some competition with Tony Robbins, even though they're totally different, but they're on the same level. They're inspirational speakers. They have their systems in that they put in place that they can utilize for creating coaches in that. Now, so how does your business and you personally, how do your results differ from your competition? Next, we're going to hit, how is your method any better? How is that method that you use better than your competition's? And hi, Molly. And how do you solve their problem? Because that's what you're doing. That you're giving a solution to a problem. If you're a hairdresser, you're cutting their hair, right? And you're probably better with different styles. So if you are the retro lady for cutting hair, and you do totally 90s swoop bang, big hair with a lot of hairspray, that could be your thing. Or you could be the latest trendy style person that way. Or you could be just the cheapest. You get and I've seen this before. There's men's hair grooming places, hair salons that specialize just in men's cuts, and they may be a razor cut. They may be, and so it's like they get it done that way. And so what is your specialty? That's the first thing you got to do. How are your results different? Now, I was talking via Messenger, if you can call that talking. I was messaging back and forth with a person from a new group, and she is actually a writer, and she's developed a speed writing course that she takes you through, so you can write. She'll take you through speed writing a book in 30 days. And where she got this concept from is because for many years now, she's written books. She has books under different surnames on Amazon and that. And she also has she's been a ghost writer for certain people, which she has non-disclosures with. So she can't disclose the names of the people she has ghost written for. So don't ask me, because she couldn't tell me, and even though I tried. But she will take you through a course. So how she differentiates from someone that says, I will teach you how to write a book. She's going to teach you how to speed write a book within 30 days. Boom. That's her niche. And so she has the background. She can do that. So that's her differentiation from anybody else that's going to teach you how to write a book. And there's many courses out there. Now, where she was failing in her endeavor, we were going back and forth. She goes, yeah, I said, go into other groups and start creating a buzz about it. Just start solving a problem for people. And she goes, I've gotten kicked out of many groups. And I was like, how do you get kicked out of groups, for one? And secondly, I was like, so what groups are you in? And so she was getting kicked out of groups that were for writers. So she was going into groups that were for writers. And I said, there's your problem. Because you're going to where there are groups of writers and they're all competing against each other there. You don't need to go where everybody is as far as a writer. Go to the places where people think they need to write a book to take it to the next level. So it was real easy for me because I have a coaching group, and I was like, okay, you might want to join my coaching group because that's going to be some place where you're going to probably talk to people about that too. So coaches all think that. Speakers all want to have a book, so that's their foot in the door. They can, hey, I have this book that I wrote. I'll send you a copy. And then there's, I mean, I took it to all degrees. I was like, you ever look on different mom groups? Look for mom groups or chef groups or cooking groups, or people that are learning how to cook and that, because eventually someone on there is going to want to write a cookbook or something of that sort. I was like, go into places where people feel like they need to have a book as their calling card. And all of a sudden the light bulb went on. She's like, oh my gosh, that's so true. Because coaches, speakers, all those people, you got to go where the people are that want your product. So if I'm a hairstylist, I would probably start going into groups where there's, well, depending upon what you do. If you do, let's go back to the 90s do. Whoa, I remember those years. Go back to the 90s do. So if you're a hairstylist that did create it and that was your forte, is that you could recreate the 90s do's out there, the big swooping bangs and the big hair, then I would go and start hanging out in the places that are all about the 90s. You know, they're talking about the 90s, the music in the 90s, things like that, and then start going on a local level and start seeking out those people on a local level and then pulling them into your hair salon. The other thing you can do, obviously it was real easy for this coach that's a writer that has this course. It was very easy on that aspect because now she is now looking at different groups other than the writers groups. She was going into writers groups, and that's the wrong place to go. You're not going to go and compete with other people that are, you know, your competition. So don't go into those areas. Look for where those people hang out and start talking to them and telling them why you're different than everybody else. Start just talking about yourself within there and then answering people's questions. That's going to be in the next segment coming up here. But talk to people through inside those groups. And how do you solve their problem? We all have a problem of some sort. In coaches, in my coaching group, it's always, how do I get more clients? Or how do I find clients? Or how do I differentiate myself from everybody else in the crowd that's out there to get clients? And so that's the biggest aspect to that, is how do you get clients? So I teach them how to market themselves and how to put themselves out there as their calling card. You got to get out there. You got to be seen. You got to, people have to hear about you, know about your capabilities. So that's really the crux of that. So how are your results differ from your competition? What you can give them for results. How is your method going to be better than what your competition is? What do you do different? Now with the writer, she can teach you how to speed write a book in 30 days. So that's different than take my 3-month course on how to write a book and I'll take you from the beginning to the end. Now there's going to be people that are going to click with that and, oh, now I need 3 months. There's also going to be most of the people out there that are going to want to do it in 30 days. Let's write this book and get it out in 30 days because I don't have time. I'm only using this as my calling card. So we're going to get this published, get it out there. And then I'm going to have something that I can send out to people for speaking gigs and things like that. Whew. So that's segment 1. Let's move on. Let's talk about working the system. Now, within those groups, you have to go within it. Facebook is the easiest one to go in. There's all different groups that are out there. So seek them out. And all you have to do is go into your search bar and punch in the keywords. So it could be life coach. It could be, in this case, it's going to be speakers. It's going to be coaches, life coaches. It's going to be chefs. It could be cookbooks. You're going to just put in keywords, and then you're going to find those groups. And then once you find the groups, now start joining those groups and start like looking at them. Now you can always bail out of those groups, right? Now, which one is better, an open group or a closed group? Let's see some hands. Who thinks open group? Who thinks closed group? Closed group. Because they're closed in there, they're isolated. It's not that everybody's just joining in. The places where everybody just joins in, you're gonna get like, you're gonna have like 10,000 people, and you're gonna think, wow, I got 10,000 people that I can talk to, and I can, you know, probability is higher and better for me, and it's not. As you go through in a closed group, I'd rather have 300 people that had to go through some kind of portal, some questions, something to get into there, because they want to be in that group then. So in this case, if it's going to be about speakers, now we get into that group, and now we're going to start talking about, you know, we're going to wait for people to ask questions. And when they ask questions, we're going to chime in. And chances are in the groups, like in my group, I have a day where they can all put their websites up, their Facebook pages, things like that. And now we're going to put that up there. And it's going to take some time. It's not like you join a group and you click right in. That it's the same as if you're going into a club or something like that. You're not going to go in and just make friends right away. They want to know if you're cool. They want to know, what kind of person you are. Same thing here in these groups. You think of it as making a friendship. You want to have conversations, and the easiest way to have conversations, as you guys are doing tonight, comments. Put them in the comments. Even if you're commenting with each other, comment and be active in the comments, because that's going to get it pushed out farther and farther. By the way, if you haven't done it yet, share this out to your friends and that right now, and bring them into the fold and let them hear all about the good information I have for them tonight. But get in there and have a conversation. Educate them. So if someone starts talking about books or starts talking about, I can't figure out how to get more clients, you can chime in and say, hey, why don't you write a book? Boy, I wish I could write a book. And then you can either take it off on a side message, or you can say, hey, if you ever are interested in doing this, I have a course, that might be of interest to you. Feel free to now it's DM. I used to say PM, private message me, but now it's DM, direct message me. Direct message me, and I can send you some info. Boom. You're not breaking any rules. You haven't tried to solicit someone. You haven't, done anything wrong. If they feel that is, then you can justify it. Say, hey, you know what? I didn't put a link up. I didn't do anything. I just said, if you're interested in this, feel free to message me. And test the waters. See if you can get some people into your group. And there I would, so educate them, tell them the facts about it, but do it in a positive and a very supportive way. Best thing is get in there and be supportive first. Earn the right to talk to people. If you are having a party at your house, what's the first thing you would do? Someone comes walking through your door or knocking on your door to join, and what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to open up the door and you're going to greet them. Someone new comes into the group. Hi, I'm Dave. I'm new to the group, but I'd like to tell you about myself. Blah, 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 blah. And then what do? I always want to be the first person that says, hey, welcome, Dave. How you doing? I'm Dave too, and if you ever have a question or anything, feel free to message me or let me know or ask me anything you want to know about the group. Boom. All of a sudden, they feel familiar. They feel that they have a bond with me. Be the one that greets them. And if 20 people already greet them in a different way. Don't just say, welcome, Dave, welcome, Dave, welcome, Dave, like everybody else. Say, hi, Dave. Welcome to the group. I'm really glad you came in. I really appreciate. I love the story that you wrote up there about yourself. And pick out one thing. I think it was really cool that you like to work on cars on the side. I think that's a really cool thing. Let me know if you have any questions about the group. All of a sudden, there was We greeted them in a special way. So now you can work those systems. You can work and you're not doing it with an outcome in mind, but you're just trying to be nice, be positive to people, and be entertaining to some sort. Whatever your thing is, but be entertaining to them. Be positive, uplifting, and be entertaining, because there's going to be enough people in groups that are going to be Debbie Downers, Danny Downers, that are going to be complainers, and you don't want to be affiliated with those complainers at all. You want to be affiliated with the person that I'm the go-to person that will be here to tell you and help you in any way that I can. And if I don't know it, I'm going to refer you to somebody else. And then those people I refer them to are going to be like, hey, thanks, Dave, for sending, Dave over to me. And so they're going to be appreciative of that too. So educate them, and then you can get your foot in the door and maybe tell them about that you have this writing course or whatever it is. Mine is I try to get them into my group. So it's like if I'm in another group, and I'll tell them, I'll say, hey, if you're ever interested, I have this other group that's called Creating Successful Coaches. Feel free to, if that's something of interest to you. It's for new coaches that are out there that are just trying to get their legs going and get their business up and running. So I give them ways that they could do it. It's like, I'll be very brief. I'm not trying to sell it to them. I'm not putting a link on there. If you're interested, let me know, and then I'll give them a link either in a message or something of that sort. And that is a better way of doing it. But I'm positive. Before I even get to that point, I'm giving them ways that they can do it on their own. I'm being entertaining. I'm being positive. I'm being supportive of them. I'm earning the right to be their friend. Okay? And so that's what you need to do in these groups. By the way, if you have a question or anything, put them in the comment section now, or I know everybody's saying hi, but if you have any, or if you think I'm just full of it, feel free to put that in there too. But be supportive of people and be positive of people out there, and educate them with solutions. Have their creative, and that's where the first part comes in. Have this in mind. Well, how are your results different than somebody else's? So if the person I was talking about before, if that writer came on and said, hey, by the way, I have a course that teaches you how to speed write a book in 30 days, I'd be like, wow, now I'm going to message them. I'm going to direct message that person and say, hey, how do I get on board with that? How is that? How does it work? What's the cost? What do I, have to do? And what's involved? Can I do it in 30 days? All of a sudden I start thinking the wheels are turning. And that can come from just a comment that's in there. But how do I differentiate myself? So I have to put that within there. How do I differentiate myself from my competition, from the other people out there? How am I going to stand out in a crowd? Then, while I'm answering comments and questions within the group that I'm joined, while I'm in there, I'm going around shaking hands and introducing myself figuratively, right, in the comments section. And you have to comment. So you can't just like something. If you put a heart on there, or a like on there, or a smiley face or whatever, that's fine. But that's not gonna. What would that do? So if you were physically at a party and somebody just kind of looked across the room and kind of smiled at you, what would that do? Maybe freak you out a little bit, creep you out a little bit, depending upon who it is, right? If I did that to somebody, they'd probably be a little creeped out. They'd be like, "Who's the weirdo over there?" And so put a comment in there. Help them out. Hey, how are things going? Even if it's something that you're being assertive and just putting out there, like, how's it going? I see that you just joined the group. Want to know how your experience has been so far? How's it going that way? You can start asking questions that way, starting up a conversation, right? Or just tell them about yourself. Keep it short, keep it sweet. tell them about yourself. How, hey, by the way, I'm Dave and I'm in Wisconsin, so that's why I have this weird accent. Whatever it is, you can put that within there. But introduce yourself, be entertaining, keep it upbeat, keep it positive, and don't put anything within your Facebook page that's going to lead them down a different road, because I've done that a couple of times where it's like people will friend me on Facebook and I look at their page and I go, whoa, what's this about? Or they may not have anything of their own on there. They just repost other things. And I'm like, I don't even know if this is a real person, because all they keep doing is reposting things. So make sure that on your page, you're doing something good. Molly asks, how much time daily do you recommend devoting to all this Facebook group friendship making? Depends upon how fast you want to start your business. That's about it. If you want to jumpstart your business right now and sell a course, or you have an end date for a course or something of that sort, and I'm going to go into the next segment, you got to have a call to action for them to go to. So let me just go right into that. How's that? It's going to be about having a call to action. As you can see there, he's got a course that he sold. So how much time do you want to dedicate to this per day? It really just, it's just like spending time with your kids or your grandkids or anything. It's not the amount of time, it's the quality of time. So if you are taking even a half hour a day and you're going into a group and you're, answering a question for someone, you're making it about them and you're giving them quality examples of what you can do for them without selling, but you're just going to give them, you're going to educate them, you're going to give them some quality facts about, pertaining to your type of coaching or whatever it is. It's more about the quality. Give them some quality, get some connections there, and then move on from there, because then you can always say, hey, you know what? Do you mind if I message you after 5? I got some clients coming up this afternoon and I'm going to be busy. So do you mind if I message you back after 5? Boom, with a better answer or a longer answer for you, a more detailed answer. And they'll do that. Hopefully that answered your question, Molly, but it's just, depends upon how fast you want to do it. I've seen people that have a defined call to action. So whether that's sending them to a website, I've seen people with a course in mind. And so what they've done is they've done Facebook Lives. They've gone on their own channel. So they go into groups and say, hey, by the way, I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live in my group, such as, in my case, creating successful coaches. I'm going to do a Facebook Live in creating successful coaches in 15 minutes. So if you might want to jump aboard, because I have a course coming up I'm going to talk about. Boom. So then you could do that. Now I've seen people that they've gone on, they have a course coming up in like 2 weeks, and they've gone on Facebook every day, but just for like 15 minutes or a half hour. Or some of them will lead up to a big launch and they'll go on for an hour a day, just going Q&A. But it depends upon how much following you have. Now, if you're going into other groups and you're bringing them, if you have your own group, you can take them into a two-step funnel. That's a two-step funnel. So you can say, hey, feel free to like me, like my Facebook page, and from your Facebook page you can talk about your group on there and then take them into your group from there. I like just the direct approach. Hey, you message them directly and just say, just wanted you to know, I have this other group. If you're ever interested, if it sounds like something you might be up your alley. If you're ever interested, let me know, or just and let me know and I'll send you a link to the group. A lot of times people will want to be in that group. You get a feel for people. Like in my case, it's new coaches. If someone is a veteran coach, this week yesterday I turned down about 3 or 4 people that were knocking on the door of my coaching group, and because they were I think an MLM or something like that. One was saying how, I don't know, he had a whole spiel that he wrote out, but he couldn't tell me if he was a coach, because mine's all coaches. So you got to be a coach. If you want to be in the group, you have to be a coach of some sort, you know, you may not know your demographic or your niche market right away, but you have to at least have the will or the knowledge that you want to be a coach. But he had nothing of that sort. So turn them away. Call to action. Let's get back to that. So it can be your website. You can just send them to your website. Hey, if you need more information, go to my website, blah, 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 blah. But nowadays, a lot of people just have their Facebook page. So you can have a business page, and it could be that you send them to your business page, and on your business page, you talk about your group and what you do in there. Or you could send them directly to another group. Sometimes that's a little wonky, as they say. As far as if you're in a group talking to someone, now it's the person that runs that group may think that you're just in there to lure people away, and really don't be in a group for just that fact, because they're going to smell it out right away. Get in there, give some advice, it's great practice ground for people that aren't there. It's great practice ground for networking. Now, the other thing you can do is beyond Facebook, you can also just blatantly post it on like LinkedIn to send them to a group or things of that sort too. So do those also. But you want to have a call to action of some sort. You're going to send them to a place, or you're going to tell them about your course, or you're going to tell them, hey, I have this course coming up. This might be of interest to you. Let me know if it is. I'll send you a link. You want to have some kind of a call to action. What are you doing with that person, that possible prospect? Oh, see you later, Molly. You betcha. Get you on the replay. I'm almost done anyway, but yeah, we'll catch you on the replay. Welcome back, Molly. I'll say it at that point. But have something that they're going to go to. Have a call to action of some sort and send them to that. And it could be as simple as, hey, I have this freebie. If you go to my website, I have if you sign up on the first page there, it's a freebie of the 3 steps that you need to start, crucial steps that you need to start your business. It could be a handout or something like that that you have going. And it could be as simple as that. Hey, I'll send you this a link to a freebie of mine that might be of helpful to you. And then they have to sign up. They're on your email list now, and you can go from there. I've done that, and I haven't had a person have an issue with that at all. In the case of the writer that I was talking to yesterday and today, her call to action is a course that's coming up. She doesn't have a defined date, but she has an email list that they can go to, and she just says, sign up on my email list, and then as the date gets closer and closer, I'll give you a countdown, and you can have a link then that you can go and take the course. And so that's her call to action. But just to run down all of this, because our time is coming to an end. Oh my gosh, where did that half hour go? I feel like I could talk for another hour on this subject. But how do you differentiate from your competition, from the people that are out there doing the same thing that you do? Look them up, look at what they're doing, and how do you want to stand out from them? How do you want to differentiate from them? Just specialize. That's the key. Specialize. Like I said before, if you're going to hairstylist, and you could bring back the 90s, huh? Or if you do really good coloring and things like that. Next is work the system. Get into groups and start solving problems for people, making connections with people. And then that's going to help you ramp up your business and get that party started right away. And then lastly, have a call to action. Where are you going to send them to? It's great to help someone, and then it's like, see ya. You're just standing at the door as they shut the door. See you later, bye. And then they shut the door in your face, and you're like, should I have asked for a second date? I don't know. So have a call to action. Where are you going to send them lastly? Where are you going to send them to? Have some pivot point that you can send them to, at least leaving that door ajar. Okay. that was a lot, but I hope it's helpful. Hope it's helpful for you. Next week, Gabe's not going to be here either. Sorry. You can go back and watch a video from last week, though. It's still on. It's still on Dave Facebook's / Dave Stelma. So find me in there. Until next week, enjoy. Hopefully, this was helpful to you, and be good to others as they'll be good to you. See you later. Bye bye. If you like this video, like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find everything at davestelma.com.